Greetings. Hopefully this broadcast is working. My name is Tom Houston, and I am an artist. I am a visual artist. Miss Ella 222 has joined. Excellent. Never quite sure about these things, but welcome to my art scope. My name is Thomas Houston, and I am a professional artist, professional picture framer for 30 years, and art gallery owner. And I am going to be doing some gold leafing here in my art studio, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. I've been using gold leaf of all sorts, gold leaf, silver leaf, imitation gold, genuine gold, for many years, and I love it, and I thought this would be something interesting to scope about. Hey Gail! Gail is in the house. Thanks for joining my scope. Now that I'm done with the 100 Scope Challenge through the Perry Newbies, I'm going to be scoping more specifically about hey Gail, thanks for joining in here. I'm going to be, yes I did, thank you. I finished the 100 scopes, and so now that I've done that, I'm going to start narrowing my topics down to art making, scoping more relative to our business, picture framing, our art gallery, and thanks, and working in my studio. And I kind of have to figure out the logistics a little bit about the camera, because I have to use both hands. So I've got my daughter here to hold the camera here in a few minutes when I do this.
Hi.
But yay, Olivia! But so this scope is going to be, I'll turn the camera back around in a minute. I'm scoping a little piece of wood. I'm gilding a little piece of wood that is going to be used in picture framing. And I'll tell you a little bit about gold leaf. It's fabulous. It's magical. And there's all kinds of it. And what I'm going to be doing, competitions, yes and no. There are competitions, but mainly I use the gold leafing for my own artwork and for our customers' artwork. But I've studied traditional water gilding, genuine gold water gilding with some of the best gilders in the country, and that I've done a lot of it on my own, and it's really fabulous. It's just, like I said, it's magical, and it takes a long time to get a handle on it, but I love it. And so I have this little thing that I'm doing, and I wanted to show you what it looks like. I'll turn the camera around, and you can see these books are the books that contain the gold. This is, as you can see, this is Periscope is tripping. Yeah, Periscope is tripping, that's for sure. But this is a book of gold. Now this is imitation gold leaf, just so you know, and it comes in sheets like this, and then there's silver. This is silver over here, and then this over here is something that's totally awesome, which is gold leaf. Actually, I think it's some copper, and you can see how it's got this wild pattern in it, which is variegated, and they use some kind of chemicals to put this kind of patina on the gold leaf. But I actually made a frame out of it over here, and you can see what that looks like. So that's pretty awesome too. And by the way, for the replay viewers, I greatly appreciate your watching here. So I think what I'm going to do, I am going to turn the camera over to my camera operator, and we'll just keep it on the work table here. And the first thing I'm going to do is finish putting the sizing on this little stick of wood. This is called a fillet. Hopefully you can see it.
They can.
And this is not actually a picture frame per se, but it's a decorative strip that goes inside of the window of the matting and basically shows a little bead of gold. And so what I'm doing right now is putting what's called sizing on the wood, which is what I use. It's what holds the gold. It's like the glue that holds the gold on to the wood. And there's all kinds of ways to do this. Sometimes you paint the wood first to give it some color and then put the gold on top of that. I'm just putting the sizing directly onto the wood. And this is kind of the quick and dirty way to do it, but it'll work for our purposes here. And this takes a couple of minutes just to kind of dry a little bit, but it stays sticky enough to hold the gold on. There we go. Then we're just going to set that aside. And then we're going to take one of our sheets of gold here. The thing about gold leaf is that it's super thin, and many times what I'll do is take the sheet of it and cut it into smaller strips, and that makes it easier to manage. And this is not entirely precise, but that's okay. I'm just taking a razor blade here, and I'm just going to cut this sheet. Gold leaf imitation gold comes in sheets that are 5.5 inches square, and it's easier to cut it into smaller pieces for whatever you're doing. And it comes in books. There's 25 sheets in a book, just so you know. Probably be able to do this whole stick of wood with about 2 leaves of gold. There we go. That ought to do it. Let's go back here. That's good. All right. And basically what we're going to do now is pick this up and just pop it on. So right now this is pretty shiny, but what we're wanting is for it to not to be shiny. And so after I get done putting all this on and it dries, probably tomorrow, I'm gonna go over it with a top coat of paint that is going to knock off the shine, because we don't want this gold to be so shiny, and this is just the way it looks when it's fresh and new.
So why don't you want it shiny?
Well, because this is going into a mat that has a frame that's gold that is not shiny. It's a very matte gold, and we're wanting this fillet to be similar to the frame rather than being super shiny. And you can just kind of piece it in there. There we go. There we go. And the window of the mat isn't very big, which is why I can just use this short stick of wood to do the whole thing. Like that. So basically, all you're going to see is the rounded edge of this fillet when it's done in the mat. I'm going to cut another piece here.